there, folks. This is Omega, and welcome back to my game collection. This is part 2, and I'm bringing out the big guns, I guess. Not the big guns, but I'm bringing out a whole bunch of them. It's gonna be running a little longer because I have a bigger stack, I guess. Yeah, bought almost twice as much as the one from before, but anyways, you guys are here for it, and for looking at, or I'm just showing off my little collection here, so we'll see how long this will run, but let's get started. My first one here is 3D Game Heroes. So if you guys like Zelda and you guys like to create things, I mean, you could create some pretty wacky characters. I had Mega Man skins, I had Bowser skins, and Zelda skins, and it depends on what you want to create. You create different characters, I've seen some pretty cool, like a Ryu one, and just some weird ones, but I don't know if the servers are up anymore for them, but or where you download the forms and whatnot, but I think I still have a few of the skins in my hard drive, hopefully. Okay, next one would be Alice Madness Return. Yeah, I don't have much to say about it. I mean, it's a creepy game. Really creepy. That's all I can say. It creeps me out, and it's actually a pretty good game. It's very sound, just the way you play it and whatnot. It's an action game, kind of like almost like a God of War, Devil May Cry kind of game. So it's actually pretty good. This game. Alpha Protocol. I had a lot of high hopes for this game. I really did, because it was really during the time when the PS3, the 360 and PC got Mass Effect, and it's like, oh, this is the first time they're gonna bring a game kind of like Mass Effect to the PS3. And yeah, it was a decent game, but there were just technical problems that people had with the game, and like I said, I never really finished it. I mean, my brother did. He kind of liked it, but he even playing the game, he's like, yeah, this game is okay. I wish that I hope Obsidian does a part 2 and they could expand from there, but who knows? We'll see. Okay, next up will be Anarchy Reigns. Get you guys closer here. It's made by the Platinum Games, the guys who did Bayonetta. Do they do Vanquish too? Yeah, Vanquish. And this is actually just like a beat 'em up game. Just like the old school beat 'em ups, and you just go around, doing little missions and whatnot. And like I said, I haven't delved too deep into it, so I can't really talk about too much about it without sounding a little lost like I am right now. But yeah, it's like I said, it's a beat 'em up game. If you guys like beat 'em up, it looks flashy. It has the guy from what's the game called? I don't remember. It's from the Wii. Mad World, I think so. I think that's what it's called, but it has them in there. Okay, next up would be Artenelico Quoga. I can't even say that. It's from a long line of the Artenelico series. I think this is the third one in the series. Yeah, third one. I have the other two sitting up in my PS2 section back there. So this is the third one, and I actually came with the big box set. I have it over there actually. I don't know if I want to show those off, but yeah, RPG game. It's actually, they changed it to the old Artenelico were more of a turn-based, but they changed it into a more of an action-based, kind of like Tales, but it has a weird a weird way of fighting. That's all I can say. A rhythm-based fighting. So Assassin's Creed. I gotta go with this. It's I didn't like it. When it first came out, I it looked cool. I mean, who can say the trailers look beastly? And then when you played it, you could kind of feel the game itself. It was pretty cool, but it became kind of just you couldn't play what the way you wanted to because you always had to hide in the shadows, and when you're moving too fast, they'll be like the officers or the soldiers will be like, huh, and they're just you attract too much attention, and that was pretty cool that leading up to Assassin's Creed 2, they changed a lot of that and they made it more more streamlined. And it just wasn't so troublesome for it to just walk around town, and you can actually enjoy the city and all that. So, and I just knocked that one away to Assassin's Creed 2. And I gotta move some games over here. I don't have any more space on this table. Third game here. Is it broken? Oh no. I got Assassin's Creed 3. So, yeah, it's Assassin's Creed. What can I say? It was okay. I did like I forgot what it's called again. I haven't played this since it first came out. But I like to just do the little hunting, go hunting and whatnot. So, what can I say more about this? This is Assassin's Creed. Okay, so we'll go next one. Atelier Verona. As you see from my first video, I have Aisha, and these go throughout every game. They have different characters in every game. They do kind of evolve around the same place, so they actually do meet up and whatnot too. So it's actually pretty cool. But one thing I'm not a big fan of is the fact that it's time based, and I'm not a big fan of the time based like Persona and whatnot. I know it's a travesty, but I like to just go out there and grind my levels without having the person saying, okay, you gotta meet this deadline, this. So, because me, I'm not a big fan of. I'm not good at managing my time, I guess. Altair. I keep saying Altair. Assassin's Creed, of course. Altair Totori. So it's almost. What can I say? It's the same as if you played one of them, you pretty much played them all, other than advanced graphics or kind of better graphics, and maybe the change in the gameplay and whatnot. But anyways, Atelier Murmuru. These names are killing me. I don't even know how to say it. Batman, the big dog, as I say it. Arkham Asylum. I thought it was better than City, but then again, like I said, it always happens to me in a lot of games. Same thing happens, during Fallout 3. First time playing Fallout 3. The atmosphere is great. Arkham Asylum did the same thing, and then playing Arkham City was like, yeah, it's cool. It's open world, but I don't want to go too long about it. But yeah, I thought Arkham Asylum was better than City. Battlefield, Bad Company. I can't believe I still have this game. I thought I sold it already. What can I say? Battlefield, awesome game. Just you get to shoot people, and blow up buildings. Campers can't camp because if they do, they shoot you. You die, come back, and just blow up the damn building, and it kills all of them. So that's the coolest thing about Battlefield. Battlefield, Bad Company 2. Like I said, Battlefield. That's Battlefield. I did have 3, but I sold that, and I might have to rebuy it again. Like I said, I sell a lot of games, and then I rebuy them again. Maybe not right away, but like a year down the line. And I saw Battlefield 3 for pretty cheap, so I might have to go and give that a shot. Bayonetta. What can I say? The guy who did Devil May Cry. Really good game. I mean, it took me. The first time I played it, I was like, "Oh yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay." But as you keep playing, and I wrote it off for maybe half a year, and then I'm like, "Oh, I might as well be it." Action games aren't too long, maybe 8-9 hours tops. And I think I might have put maybe 30 hours into it, just because the fact that you have a level progression. You can level up your health and all that, and then gain more things. And you could unlock costumes, and we all know those costumes are pretty cool. But yeah, and like I said, I wrote it off. A lot of these games, mostly I write them off for a bit, and then I eventually will come back. And once I talk about a pretty big game that people like, and I wrote it off too, and you guys are gonna be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Binary Domain, the guys who did Yakuza, developed this game. I heard it's really good. Like I said, if you have all these games that you buy, cheap, and I did give it a play, and it's like in a few hours only, and I eventually will get to it, but like I said, I heard the story is pretty cool, very touching story, I guess, but I just never delved deep into it. Fortunately, I won't go too much into this one. BioShock, really good game. This actually, if I was to make a list, which I probably will, one of my top 10 PS3 games, I would definitely put this in there somewhere. So that's all I'm gonna say. BioShock 2. I don't have the cover for it. It's just a game. I don't even have the manual. What can I say? It's BioShock, and they pretty much just did what the same as they did with BioShock 1. It's not the same team that developed BioShock 1 and Infinite. It's actually a different team, and it does has BioShock 1 didn't have multiplayer, and they added multiplayer in here, which I haven't even touched because BioShock for me is really just a single player game. I like the atmosphere. I don't like going out there and shooting 20 guys, and it just feels better when you're by yourself and you're in the creepy world. They did make the gameplay a little better. They did do a lot of the first one you had to swap between your weapons and your plasmids, but in this one you can use both of them at the same time. You have one weapon in one hand and plasmid in the other. That was pretty cool. Blaze Blue. What can I say? It's a fighting game, of course. Everybody should know that already. It's a guy who did Guilty Gears. And during that time, it's actually pretty cool because I still have the little box that it came with, and they actually had like a video in there that you could watch, and it teaches you how to play the characters. That was pretty cool. I never delved too deep into Blaze Blue. I remember playing online and getting my butt handed to me by the little vampire girl. All he did was throw the electricity at me, and I was like, F it, I'm done. Okay, so next one would be Bleach, Soul Resurrection. If you're a Bleach fan, I would definitely. It's okay game. If you're a big fan of Bleach and Dynasty Warriors, perfect game for you. But like I said, it's a Dynasty Warriors game where you just go out there and destroy everything. And the little cool things you do level up, and you can pick what kind of stats you want to put in once you level up with points, the souls you gain from it, and that was pretty cool. But like I said, it's a Dynasty Warriors game. If you don't like Dynasty Warriors, you probably won't like it. But it's you'll take what we can get out of the Bleach, anime type of games. I used to be a big fan of anime, but I kind of fallen out a bit. Other than Dragon Ball Z, which I don't barely even buy their games anymore. Next up, Borderlands. What can I say about Borderlands? I really enjoyed it. My brother and I, we pretty much co-op the whole thing. Split screen, which it's a rough time playing split screen when it's probably running 30 frames per second, and when you're split screening, it's probably running less than that. But we had a fun time playing it, with infinite shields and whatnot. That was pretty fun. But like I said, it's probably be high up there for me for one of my favorite games on the PS3. Probably. That's all I can say. But it leads up to Borderlands 2. And I had to struggle with Borderlands 2. I thought it was a good game, but I think, like I said, it always comes down to if you play the first game and if it feels too similar to the second game, or the second game feels too similar to the first game, it just doesn't do that much to me. They did, like I said, they did fix a few little things and whatnot, and added end game stuff. But I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. I've beaten it, but I haven't bought any. I only bought one or two of the DLCs that came out. Borderlands, I had all the DLCs, and I was a big fan of Borderlands, and Borderlands 2 is just to me. Brutal Legends. Jack Black is in there. That's all I want to talk about. I don't have much to say about it. It's an action game with a little bit of RTS, and it's all about rock and roll. Rock. Oof. That's some water on my... That's not going to be good. Including to one of my favorite games, too. Castlevania, Lords of Shadow. Got some water right here. No. Anyways. Oh, what I got into? Castlevania, Lord of Shadows. They went with a different route for this game. They instead of the Metroidvania route, they went with more of the third person God of War type of game. But like I said, Gabriel's a beast. That's all I can say. He's with that chain whip. Ugh. I can't wait for part 2 to come out. And I don't know. It's been in development for a while now. I remember hearing it maybe 2 years back, and it's not even out yet. I guess we'll see what happens. Maybe it's for next gen consoles. Condemned 2, Bloodshot. Is that what? Yeah, Bloodshot. I don't know why I don't show. I don't have it covered. I never played this game before. I heard it's a really good hand-to-hand combat system, so you know what? I have to give it a shot. I bought it, $6. Another one in my collection. That's all I can say. Cross Edge. That's my next one. Cross Edge. I get into this perfectly. Or is it better on this side? Yeah, it's a little. Yeah, well, that's about the same. Cross Edge. Yeah, it's a JRPG for you. It uses like a grid style of battle system, but at the same time, it's not like Final Fantasy Tactics where you have to move your character all around. You can move them between, there's a front, middle, and the back. So, yeah, it's pretty hard actually. I remember playing it. I'm like, I give up. And next one is Dante's Inferno. Dante's Inferno. A little closer here. What can I say? It's actually pretty good. It's a lot of people gave it flack for for it being kind of just a God of War clone, but yeah, that's fine. It's some people take things from different games and try to make it their own and try to put their own spin on it. And I'm totally fine with that. I'm totally fine with it. That's all I can say about Dante's Inferno. What do we have next? Dark Kingdom. Told Legends actually. Dark Kingdom. A Diablo-esque game, loot kind of deal. I haven't delved too deep into this. It's actually a pretty old game. It's probably one of the launch. Yeah. Part of one of the launch PS3 games. I didn't even buy it until maybe 2 years ago, or maybe even a year ago. I think 2. And I never played too much of it, fortunately. Okay, my games are kind of falling down. Kind of slants it at an angle. I'm about almost there. So, Dark Sector. What can I say about this game? It had a pretty cool concept. I mean, I really never, other than what's that game called on the PS2? I don't remember what it's called, but it was one of the first third-person shooter, cover-based shooter I played, and this is a third-person game, so it's a cover-based shooter too. And during this time, there's not much. There's Gears, and then there's like one or two in this one. It's pretty cool. It's like almost like a superhero kind of deal. You get that cool arm that's affecting you, and you're trying to figure out what the heck is happening, what's going on, and yeah. And then you can't be keeping you have to find weapons that you actually have to buy weapons that aren't tagged, so they're not they're not tagged to a certain person. And if you use the weapons, but you use it long enough, it blows up in your hand, and it's pretty there. Darksiders is my next game. Ooh, the cam is trying to focus. Like this. Darksiders. I actually bought this a while ago, and sold it, so I just had to rebuy, the game itself, and all they had was the red cover, which I'm okay with. It looks cool. Very, Zelda-like, as people like to say. With adventure, action, and you're the apocalypse. And next one is Darksiders 2. And it's getting pretty late. It's about 1:20, so if I don't talk too much, I'm sorry. Darksiders 2. Again, one of the one of the games that I bought at launch date and then sold it and then rebought it again. So, yeah, it's pretty much similar to Darksiders 1, but the fact that you can actually, there's a lot of loot hoarding in this game, and you can pick up a lot of weapons and mismatch, your weapons and all that. Mismatch, wow, mix match. And it's late. That's the reason why. Let's go with this one first. Dark Souls. Yep, this is one of the games I actually gave up on. Like I said before, I just dropped it. I was like, I hate games like this. Ugh. And then, maybe I want to say about 6 months down the line, I'm like, you know what? I'm man up. I'm gonna man up and play this game. And then, once you delve deep into the game, it's actually really fun. And once you learn the system of the game, I think that's what turns a lot of people off. And that's the reason why it probably turned me off the first time of the game, was because the fact that it had a system that, didn't tell you anything, and you just had to go out there and figure it out yourself. And when you did, it was, it was challenging, but when you did, it, you felt really good, and you're like, yeah, I overcome something that a lot of people hasn't done, and and then that's always the coolest thing, as being a big fan of Final Fantasy 11. Going out there, and when you finally hit a certain level, you're like, yes, I spent 3 days to get that one level, or or if you got a cool item that you've been farming for a while, and just the things like that. It's always cool. Feels rewarding. Next one is, is Dark Souls, already there, but same thing as Demon Souls. I can say the same thing as Demon Souls. Came close to beating it. Hard drive, effed up, and I lost my files. And it was during the time when my PSN Plus just ran out too, and I'm like, I'm just gonna wait till the next day to go grab me a card. And my hard drive, and I lost about 80 hours of it, so I gave up. I came close to beating it, and I don't think I could go back and play it again. But online system of these games are pretty cool. Just the little things they do. You could do like summon other people from that are just playing the same, playing the game, and everybody's kind of linked to each other. And you see them as ghosts running around, the field and stuff, and then you see them, run, and they'll just disappear, and then you might see another person run, and they'll disappear. So you always have at the same time, you always felt alone in the game, but at the same time, you don't always feel alone, because you always see, other people playing it, and, running around the field, running around the areas and stuff, so that's pretty cool, and the boss fights are phenomenal, and the cool glitches. Okay. This has replaced, I've been looking for a lot of MMOs to play, and I tried Guild Wars 2, and I thought it was okay. I was like, alright, it's okay. And I tried a lot of games like Moo Online. I thought that was probably one of my other favorite, games. MMOs. It's pretty old. What else did I play? I played a lot. Like Lineage 2. I played a lot. And you guys, may not like it a lot, but DC Universe Online. It's very old school. Well, of course, it came out, 2 years ago. I think they're on their second year. And, this is before the Guild Wars 2 came out, and you just said, hey, strip everybody of, your abilities, or not abilities, but roles, and you can play, whatever roles you want to play. And, I came up from playing from Final Fantasy 11 back in, I want to say 04, because I was in my junior year in high school. And I kind of live by that, that sword where I play as a certain role, and I don't mind it. I play as a healer most of the time. Damn you, because I find it easier to play as a healer in MMOs just because everybody needs you. But I'm talking. I don't know why I'm talking about MMOs. I'm hitting the 26 minute mark already. DC Universe Online. It has problems on the PS3. I don't know about the PC. I don't know if I want to go and download 16 gigs of it or how big the files are. There are problems with the game, but it's always an MMO. You have the feel of all the accomplishments you have done that accumulates throughout the whole game, and it's never ending unless you've done everything, I guess. There's people who go out there and just play until they got everything in the first week. But you meet some cool friends, meet some people, league mates. This is an action-based game, so it works well on PS3 controller. I have it hooked up right now to my PC. But yeah, it's an awesome game. It has problems. I could go on and on and on and on about DCUO, but I'm going to cut it short because we got to keep going. Next up, Dead Island. This is one of my most. I waited for the game for a long time, so I'm gonna say, I was excited for it. It was Borderlands with zombies. Well, technically, Borderlands did have zombies, but you guys know what I meant. And when it came out, it was just a big disappointment to me. I guess I had way too much hype for it, and the trailer. You guys tell me that trailer was beast. Gave so much emotion. You're like, oh, what the hell's happening to this family? And then it came out, and this game had nothing of that. And I guess a lot of people, like even me, got caught up in that trailer, and at the same time I knew that was not going to be in the trailer, but you always had a slither of hope that maybe they have something like that in there. But zombies are cool, just to kill, but at the same time it just wasn't there for me. I came close to being it, and and the big factor of it is the fact that there's a lot of glitches in that game, and I wanted to get Riptide, but at the same time, what I heard about Riptide was it's just Dead Island 1.5, and I don't know if I might just wait until it goes cheaper and buy it, then enjoy the game at a cheaper price, because like I said, hopefully they fixed it, but when I played Dead Island, I had problems with glitches, like it wouldn't save. Then you don't have a save option. You have auto save options, but only at certain times. So, I had times where I played about 4 or 5 hours of it, and it never saved. And you're like, okay, I'm just gonna turn it off. I'll be playing the next day anyway. So you're hoping for that auto save to go off, and sometimes you're in a rush and you just turn it off right away. Well, 4 or 5 hours gone. I had that happen about 5 or 6 times to me, and I still kept playing. And then where I really just quit was when I joined in somebody else's game, and they were maybe pretty far from where I was. And then when I left the game, well, I was back. I was in that part of their game, so I missed like a good chunk of storyline, whatever storyline was in there. But I missed a good chunk of play area. So, anyways, we'll see. We'll see if I get Riptide. Okay, next would be Deus Ex. I got the big cool box that comes with not everything, but I don't know. I think this was the one that was like $80 or something. I don't know if there was one that was probably even more expensive than this, but I decided just to luck out on this one because this was one of my most anticipated games for that year. What year was that? Like 2011, 2010. And that's all I can say is, I never played any of the Deus Ex games, and that mountain of games is getting way high. Let me put this on this side. Yeah, I never played a Deus Ex game, so this was really my first Deus Ex game, and I enjoyed it. It was a first-person shooter game, but at the same time, you could play how you want to play. You can go around sneaking around, knocking people out, or you can just go in there and just go gun blazing. And I tried to go. Actually, I did about 80% of the game was just sneaking around, and then towards the end, I was just like, you know what, let's go gun blazing. And then and then the trailer they put out for it was really good. And that the OST for that, the soundtrack for the game was, probably one of my favorite soundtracks. Anyways, next game, Devil May Cry 4, and holy smokes, I'm going about 30 minutes right now. But anyway, we're almost done. Devil May Cry 4, it was an okay game. I couldn't give too much info about it because it's one of really the earlier games I played. If I played it, maybe before I wanted to talk about it, I can give you a little bit more. But I enjoyed it for what it is. It sucks that you didn't get to play Dante throughout the whole game. You had to play Nero, even though he had a cool move where he could grab people. That was pretty cool. And Dante's cool. And this one he's cool. Okay. Disgaea 3. And am I supposed to talk about Disgaea 4 at the same time? I can't talk about Disgaea 4, I guess, because I haven't played it yet. But I'm pretty sure it's about the same as Disgaea 3. You play as a demon lord or demon son. Level up to 9,999, and there's a bunch of little things you can do. There's a lot of things you can do. Actually, not little. There's the game itself is overwhelming. So I give props to the people who actually go and look for everything. Damn, that's all I say. So I can knock down 2 games. That's pretty good. And I can knock down these two too. DJ Hero and DJ Hero 2. What can I talk about? They're music games. If you like DJing, it's pretty cool. The music is pretty cool. That's all I can say. I mean, you play Rock Band and all that. It's music games. And I guess I can knock these down. These 2 down. 2. Okay, I got it right here. Is Dragon Age. Yeah. I did buy it for $54. Damn. I bought the used version, of course. And awesome game. Felt a little bit like Lord of the Rings. Or I can't remember, but you just went out and collected heroes and to fight a battle. So, and like I say, it's actually pretty good. I mean, that sounded bad, but the gameplay of it is pretty good. It ran pretty cruddy on the PS3 at least. But it runs better than Skyrim. But you can get through the whole game without too much problems. And then we have this one, Dragon Age 2. I'm probably one of the few people who like the the fighting system in here. But I agree with everybody else. It feels like they rushed it, even though they had I think a while to create it. They use a lot of the same, areas, and even if you went to a new area, it just felt the same. Like you're just walking. You go to this area, and then it goes from this way to over here. While you go to you hit a different area, and then you're looking at it, and you're like, wait, I swear I've been here, and it's actually the opposite of what you were doing. Before. It's just that little thing that irks everybody, and like I said, that to me, I felt like it was just rushed. What can I say? Like I said, I love the battle system, the fighting system, but other than being I think if you were a warrior, that's probably the easiest one to play. Being a mage was pretty tough. Being a freaking ranger or a thief type character, I thought it was pretty hard because you always wanted to deal a lot of damage, but at the same time you can't really stand in the middle and start whacking away because you just get hit left and right and you're dead. And the warrior type of character wore heavier armor and it worked better. Anyways, Dragon's Dogma. I don't even have to talk about it. I already talked about if you can see from my channel already. I have the Let's Play videos for Dragon's Dogma. I want to keep saying the Dark Arisen, but it is the Arisen. Or Dark Arisen, not the Dark Arisen. And sweat. The Duke himself. That's all I'm gonna say. It was cheap. I got it for cheap, and I got it for like $1, and I was like, yeah, might as well. It's $1. I know a lot of people say it's not worth it, but I thought $1 would be fine. That's totally fine. But anyways, holy smokes, almost hit 40 minutes. It is pretty late for me here, so I gotta go to sleep, and during this time I'm gonna be in about like 8 hours. I'll be up to watch the 360 press, but not 360, the Microsoft press. But when this video comes out, it's gonna be way past that already. So, but anyways, I'll get some more. I still have whatever I showed here. I still have 2 more of those rows. So we're going to see another 30-minute video. Hopefully I can do less and just go through them. And then I'll probably do, one of my PS2 games. Those should be pretty quick. I don't have too much of it. PlayStation 1 games. That one, I might just add it on into my PS2 because I don't have a lot of PS1 games. And I'll tell you why. But anyways, thanks for watching, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. It's not a gameplay or anything, but it's just me rambling on about video games, or video game collection. So I can't believe I just showed the Duke, but but anyways, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys like my videos and whatnot. Go ahead and hit the like button. But it is getting late for me. This is Omegabalmung, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.